my brother, your favorite, Vlad.
Give it up for Kelly. Hello, beautiful people. Yes or yes? Before I start, I want to pass the microphone to this amazing, courageous woman, and I'll let her to share her story, and then I'll have a message for all of you beautiful people.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Jody Ledgerwood. I'm from Coburg, Ontario. Vlad came to know me because I happened to be in Vancouver at the same time as the New Year's Eve Freedom Rally that he was holding. Just by chance, I saw it as I was driving my daughter back to BC after her Christmas break. On my rest, I saw his poster and I reached out and I said, "Hey, is this for real?" And he said, "Yes, it is." I said, "Great, I'm coming from Ontario. I'm actually going to be there on this date. I'm coming." And he said, "Great, there's a couple of hugs for you when you arrive." So when I arrived, I sought him out. I got my hugs, so that was awesome. Had a great time. I don't know if any of you saw the footage on social medias or what have you, but it was an all-inclusive party. There were people there with masks. There were people without masks. It was friendly. It was peaceful. A lot of conversation. A lot of good education given out. And we celebrated New Year's like New Year's is supposed to be celebrated. Yes. So, me having a great time, and I have been posting about the lockdowns and about hugging and about living life since about August. And I took a big chance doing that. I am a local realtor. I was also president of the local real estate association. I'm constantly in front of politicians' faces lobbying about housing and that sort of stuff. So I took a big chance in August and September. I finally had enough of the bullshit, and that's what it is. And I started posting. So my views are very, very public about how I feel about the lockdowns, the restrictions, the protocols, and the masks, okay? So not a big secret. So New Year's Eve, I decided to live stream the New Year's Eve countdown and the dancing and Sasha singing and everybody celebrating and hugging each other. I flew home January 1st, happened to be on the same flight as Vlad. You can imagine. And my dad picked me up at the airport. We got home about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. I finally settled down, opened up my phone, and it was blowing up. My social media was on fire. Hate messages. The hate, the threats, someone needs to wipe that smile off her face. People took my video and had shared it to many different platforms. They had sent it to our local MPP. They sent it to the newspapers. Somebody needs to wipe the smile off this woman's face. She is a disgrace. You better not be showing any of my homes. I've had email messages from other realtors that have received the video telling me that I will be blackballed from showing any of their properties. January 7th, I received a registered letter from my real estate association that I've been president of for the last 3 years, demanding my resignation.
One second, guys. Can we please have a police officer? Police officer, please. We have a provocateur, guys. Police, can you please come and escort provocateur? Police, can somebody go, police officer? Thank you.
So even though we all have freedom of speech and we're all entitled to an opinion, apparently if you are a real estate agent, a single mom of 3, you're not allowed to have an opinion. And you are told to shut up. You are told to follow the restrictions. You are told that you're not allowed to have a job. You are told you must resign. That's what I'm being told right now. January 15th, I have to let my real estate association know if I'm going to resign my director's seat on the local real estate. I will say this, please, as much hate mail that I've received, voice messages I've received, text messages I've received 4 times the amount of love and support. People do care. They're afraid. Fear is a great manipulator, and people are afraid to speak out. I now know that there's an underground movement happening that I was not aware of before, but because I wasn't afraid to speak out, people are reaching out and saying, please post. They're now sending me. Medical professionals in my community are sending me stuff to post because they're afraid to post because they've been told their licenses will be revoked if they post. So please, start speaking out. The love is there. People support you, and it may not feel like it, but you are not alone. Please.
Amazing. Give it up for this courageous woman. This is the face of the real Canadian. Yes or yes? Thank you. You can sit. Guys, it's going to take all of us to make a difference. Yes or yes? Before I have my message, I want to give this amazing look, the Hugs Nation, the future of our country. Microphone to speak as well. Go ahead, buddy.
My name is Luke. I am 8 years old. I can't believe what has happened. I want to go with my friends, but I can't because this stupid lockdown is all over here. There's not even a lockdown. No one's the boss of us. No one is the boss of us.
What do you want to have your future to be like? Tell us how your future.
I want to be rich. I want to be famous.
Guess where you can be rich and famous? In a free country, yes or yes? One more thing. What do you do the most right now? Where would you like to go? What would you like to do?
I would like to go anywhere. I don't care where.
Give it up for Luke, everybody! I want to go anywhere. I don't care, right? Yes or yes? I just want to go! Wow. It's so good to be with all of you today. We are all essential as an initiative, as you can see. We got the new hoodies. Support the initiative if you can. Right there, Anthony in Blue Jays will help you out, guys. I'm gonna take off after before we go on the march because we have to build this initiative. So please continue. But if you want to grab a hoodie, do it before the march. We appreciate all the support. What a week, right? So much reflections, and I can talk for an hour, and I'll do it another time. But a few things that I want to say is, we always want to see what gets exposed in any actions, right? What got exposed a few days ago is to see how confused people are, to see how people are lost, that they didn't even stage that well what took place. Like, it was such a bad theater. It was really bad theater. Like, come on. Like, it wasn't even that well done. And people still swallowing it like by the spoonfuls and believing what's taking place. So it just goes to show you that it doesn't matter the education, it doesn't matter the intellect level. People can be manipulated so easily, so easily. The other reflection I have, and I'm sure most of you align, continuing with Jody example, is that if you stand on the real truth, and if you perceive to be as a real danger, guess what? You're going to be silenced now. You're not going to have an opportunity to speak anymore. And the Prime Minister of his country dared to say that he feels ashamed about democracy getting lost in another country. That guy needs to look in the mirror. We don't have democracy in this country since last year. We don't. We don't have freedoms. We don't have democracy. We all know where this is going. Again, most of you brothers and sisters are immigrants, first generation or second generation. And either you experienced it yourself or you listened to your parents and grandparents. And you know what's coming next. This is not bad. What's coming next is much worse. And that's why we've been doing this for over 9 months. Because we know what's coming next. And we're not going to be silent. We're not going to be silent. We don't care what platforms you take us off from. We're going to find a way to share the message. We're going to find a way to speak to people and to wake them up to the truth, what's going on. So we have to keep going, guys. We have to keep going. Don't get distracted too much. We have our country to save. This is our country. This is our house. These are our children. Yeah. Yeah, we have immigrants from all around the world, guys. Iran, Venezuela, all the ex-Soviet unions. Fight for freedom, 100%. We are fighting for freedom. We are fighting for freedom, guys. Thank you. We Are All Essential is the way I personally going to help open our country with all of your help. The network is growing amazing. Thank you for everybody's support. Thank you for spreading the message. We have to keep going. We already have over 40 businesses join the network all across the country. Businesses already opening up. People already getting the tickets, as you know. And they take a stand and they continue going. We have network of people talking to each other so they can support each other. Some of you know them. We were supporting the business, back in November. So he's working with this initiative. There's other businesses that are joining and opening and spreading the message. Faith is essential is part of that as well. Like, it's insane to think that in Canada, so-called free country, we don't have freedom of religion anymore. Like, how many more signs people really need to wake up already? We're not going to stand for that. And it doesn't matter if you're actually religious or not. Faith is essential because you have to have faith in yourself first. And then you have to faith in the power above you if you choose to believe that. And even if you're not, we're going to fight for freedom of other people's religious freedoms. Because that's like the basic fundamentals of freedom of a human society. When people ask me, what's religious, like, are you religious yourself? I tell them, I was born in communism, in Soviet Union. The only religion we had was communism. And it's happening now. That's the religion, now.
You're thinking like I'm thinking.
It's insane what's going on. So We Are All Essential initiative. We have 3 different Zooms coming on Monday, guys. One is the regular one that we have at 5 p.m. So for all the businesses to come together and empower each other and get information. We just booked Christopher James as well from Common Law. So 8 p.m. Zoom with him to educate the businesses if you choose to take that route for the trespass. So the bylaw officers don't come onto the property. And then at 9:30 Eastern time, we're going to have a training for all the volunteers, again, to help them to empower the businesses to distribute these flyers that we have. We have a few here. We have several boxes. Make sure you can distribute, please. This is how we're going to open our country. The next weekend, guys, I already organized. I'm going to take charge.
Do you wake up?
With your permission, of course, of this event for next week. I'm already lining up all the business leader speakers. I'll personally will MC the whole event. Next week, the theme is Stay Open. I have Zach from Ottawa who recommended to come, one of the first original gyms that took a stand to open. We're going to have Mitch Cullen from Arthur coming and speaking as well. We're going to have William from JW Foods speaking. We're going to have Alicia from the West End, a barber that's open up speaking. We're going to have Barb and Karfik, the people from Newmarket store speaking. We're going to have all the business leaders and a couple other surprise guest speakers speaking next weekend, guys. So next weekend is mega rally for Toronto. What a perfect timing. I love it. I love it. Woo! Everything is by design. Everything is by design, guys. You can't even make this stuff up. Like, this whole life is like stranger than fiction, but you just have to go with this. You have to have faith in yourself. You have to have faith in your brothers and sisters, because we are all on this together. In this, we are all in this together. Again, the politicians told us that we're all the same, and they told us you can go and have a Christmas dinner in another house, but they're gonna fly to Barbados, to Jamaica, to wherever. What a joke. But it's good. It's good that they do that, because they're getting exposed. They're getting exposed left, right, and center. The truth is coming out. They told us in Soviet Union that we're all the same, and as a child I was lining up with the food coupons to buy the food, and then the politicians had caviar and everything else. And we could not leave the country. In Soviet Union, you could not leave the country even if you wanted to. You know why? Do you know why that they didn't allow people to leave Soviet Union? Because then you get to see the other side. You get to see what's going on outside. That people have freedoms. People have prosperity. That's why they don't let you travel now in Canada. So you don't go and see in other places in Mexico, etc. Where people just living life with no BS, with no scamdemic or plandemic or whatever you want to call it, case-demic. But it's okay, guys. We have to keep going and we have to keep pushing. The Emergency Act will be challenged. Will be challenged in BC very soon, because we're gonna shut this whole thing down. The constitutional challenges are great, but the emergency order itself has to be challenged. So it's happening, guys. In the meantime, again, join the network as a volunteer, spread the message, get other businesses to join. We're gonna have 3 waves of opening. The first wave will be happening on January 16th, Dundas Square. Stay open, stay open, stay open. Guys, I love you all. Stay healthy, everybody.